Hey guys, your friendly neighborhood vampire witch Magic here. Today I've been, today is September 19th, 2025. I'm only saying that because I don't know when this will go up. I finished this on the 18th. I know that this my reading challenge is book one because I haven't really had much time to finish books this year, and I know that like a lot of people go from January to the end of December in their reading challenges, but mine goes from my birthday to my birthday. So I'll have until my birthday to get the 25 books goal that I was hoping to achieve. But I did finish this finally. It took a lot of like rearranging and delegating and trying to find time for myself again to get here. But I wanted to let you guys know about it since it's been a while since I've done a book review. I decided that I would try a PowerPoint presentation instead of me just kind of trying to go with the flow and just try to figure out what I want to say in the moment, because with how scattered my brain is, sometimes it's really hard for me to think. Anyway, so High Performance Habits by Brendon Burchard. So who is Brendon Burchard? He's a high performance coach, a motivational speaker, and a New York Times bestselling author. This book's genre is adult nonfiction. It's in the self-help section. It sets out to answer questions about sustained success and well-being, things like why some people succeed faster, why others are miserable on the path to success, and what specific habits allow people to consistently reach higher levels of performance and happiness. The summary of it is that section 1 is all about your personal habits, things like how to develop the personal habits that you'll need to be successful in life and in your career, or whatever it is that you are passionate about and choose to pursue. Things like being clear on who you are and what you want, having more energy, and figuring out how to have necessity. The second section is all about social habits, which is the habits that we need to develop in relation to other people. It's tips on being productive, developing your influence, and having courage. And the third section is all about sustaining that success, talking about how to sustain success over the long haul by avoiding things that has caused people historically to lose traction. They have a lot of studies referenced in the book to back it all up as well, and how these things have helped, and how these traps and these things have actually caused like downfalls of people. Man, I still feel like my brain is having a hard time with words. All right, so my personal takeaways is that I found out that I was lacking in energy, which I already kind of knew. I already knew I didn't have the energy to get through my day, but I didn't realize how bad it was until I started reading this book and took the assessment. I had no vision. Like I have all these dreams, all these things I want to accomplish, but I didn't really have a vision on how to get there. I didn't have a actual vision on how I was going to make it happen, or the steps I need to take. I had no clarity. I found out that I was doing a lot, but I wasn't actually being productive. I was just going through the motions, doing things that I felt like I had to do or should do or needed to do, rather than taking charge of my time and making sure that I had time to do the things that really matter. I realized that I have more courage than I knew I did, which was crazy to me because I've always kind of seen myself as like this shy, scared person. But reading through the courage chapter, I discovered that I have a lot more courage than I ever realized I did. And it's time I started utilizing that. I learned about what it really means to be influential and how we influence people in our everyday lives, whether we realize it or not, and how we can develop that influence better, and be a better leader. For me, I think that's showing my kids, because like they're the main people that I influence right now with me being basically a stay-at-home mom. they're the ones that I influence right now, and I think I need to show them that they can achieve their goals and their dreams through hard work and perseverance, and that, you know, no one's going to save them, no one's going to do it for them, that they need to pursue it themselves. But at the same time, like, it's okay to ask for help. It's okay to be like, hey, I don't know how to do this, can you help me? Because I realized that I've been enabling them a lot to just not progress or grow or do anything, and that's kind of developed a fixed mindset in my oldest, and I need to figure out how to help correct that and help him see a path towards growth and achieving his dreams again. So it did change some of my habits. I started eating better. I started trying to drink more water. I don't do it every day, but I have gotten better at it. I've started exercising more. I've started taking better care of my health. Started worrying more about what I can actually take on rather than just assuming that I had to do it all myself. I've been meditating a little bit more. I've been trying to do breathing exercises and remain calmer, and I'm not perfect at it. Like with any new habit, every once in a while I stop, but I try to pick it right back up rather than just being like, oh, well, I fell off this one time, so now I just can't do it. So it's definitely improved a lot. I've had more time now to do the things I need to get done in the day, like this video, for instance. As I said, I've been taking better care of my health. My relationships have kind of started to improve. I've gotten into individual therapy to help my current relationship, since I have a lot of trauma. My oldest and me's relationship is starting to improve. I've been having less trouble with my middle child. Things seem to be improving with my dad. Things are always turmoil with my mom, but like, I'm not ever real sure where her head's at. I'm starting to have more time to talk to my friends and check in with them and mentors and get ideas, or to kind of broach the habits that I've been trying to develop. And that sometimes I do slip, but I remind myself that it's okay. I'm human. So we all make mistakes. We all have problems. Just move forward. And then there's the enabling. Like with the main point where I saw this was with my oldest. Instead, he's in 6th grade now. He wants to do online school because the public school system is just too much for his senses. But he's not self-motivated. He's never been able to just do it. But the problem is that if I'm always on him, if I'm always doing it with him, if I'm always sitting down to do it with him, I have no time for housework or taking care of anyone else, or even taking care of myself, or doing anything that I need to do in the day to try to make our situation better. And so I had to like have some hard talks with him about how, you know, and he also always fights me constantly on it. And so like, if you're going to fight me on it, dude, then you can't be at home doing this with me. You're going to have to go back to school. And about how, like, you know, he's in 6th grade now. He's supposed to be taking it over, doing it mostly himself. And that, you know, he either needs to do that so I can try to improve things here, or try to, you know, actually do all the things that need to get done the day, so I'm not so tired all the time because I'm falling asleep helping him. He's going to either need to take on that himself and only come to me when he needs help, or he's just going to have to go to school so the house doesn't fall apart, because I can't neglect everyone else to meet one person's needs. And especially when my own needs aren't being met, because I have to fill my own cup before I can pour into anybody else. And since then, he's been taking it on more himself. He still struggles. He still needs help a lot, and he still needs to like come up and be like, hey mom, can you help me with this? Or lacks motivation to keep going. He's a little behind, but he's definitely doing better. He even decided to retake a test the other day he had 3 retakes that he was allowed to take for it until he got 100, because he didn't want to accept the lower grade. So I think it's improving his attitude towards school. And it is practical advice that really does help. You just got to actually implement it and be kind to yourself in the process, because you're never going to do anything 100% perfectly every day. So you just got to remember that and give yourself some grace. Overall, I did give this book a 5 stars. I do think it was a pretty good book. I listened to it both on Audible and read it in Kindle. So I actually read it twice. I don't know if that counts as 2 books. I'll let you guys decide in the comments if you think that I should count it twice, since I read it twice technically. Because I do audiobooks and I do Kindle books as like separate books usually. And like I read this one and then I read this one, just in different formats. Anywho, let me know what you think in the comments. And it is a book I would definitely recommend, and I will add a little Amazon link to the book if you would like to check it out. Otherwise, if you want to improve your life and your career or your passions, or figure out just what direction you need to go, this is a good book to pick up and at least check out and read. That'll be it for this one, guys. Go out and spread the love, because love always wins, and I'll see you next time.